Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about how vegans are being banned from the National Animal Rights March, which is this weekend, on Saturday. This is kind of a long video to get into. Just a kind of few disclosures before I begin. All of the people apart from Leslie I'm going to change the names of, mainly because I'm not sure how comfortable they would be being on my channel or being a part of my channel in any way. Secondly, and I wanted to go into this before a lot of people click off, this is actually a bit of a call to action. So if you're interested in coming with me and Leslie and a few other pro-life vegans to the Animal Rights March in pro-life teachers t-shirts, or just simply marching with us to support us, that would be really beneficial. Please feel free to contact me. My email address is down below, or contact Leslie on Facebook. I'll leave her Facebook down below as well. So basically last year, Leslie, Gail and Jake went to the National Animal Rights March. Jake actually was helping to organise the march and make sure everyone was behaving themselves, but he was also wearing a pro-life vegan t-shirt. Now Leslie and Gail left the march just after it finished, because Leslie was quite tired, and kind of Gail went back home with her. Now while Leslie and Gail were away, Jake was actually beaten up by some other some other vegans at the march. He ended up with kind of like bruises on his face and arms, and it was quite obviously a very, very sad and horrendous experience. Jake, in all honesty, is a very, very far left, woke, kind of SJW type vegan, and the only kind of more socially conservative belief that he has is the fact that he's pro-life. He is gay, he's very, very pro trans rights, such as trans women in female sports. He's very, very pro trans kids transitioning, and so it's very sad to me and surprising that the left would be against someone that's pretty much on their side for most issues, and just has this one single thing that's kind of different about him or unique about him that he has a different opinion on from the rest of them, and they would beat him up over that. So yeah, it was all a very sad situation last year, and this year some other stuff happened. So this year, Leslie wrote an email to Animal Rebellion, who are hosting the Animal Rights March this year, and she wrote a message saying that, will pro-lifers be protected this year against people that want to attack them, because she didn't want to be attacked like Jake was last year. And this is the response that she got. We're very sorry to hear that you had that experience last year at the march. We do not tolerate aggression at our events, nor are we a violent organisation. We have raised the issue with Hansabs and other organisers who unfortunately knew nothing about this before. We don't condone any violent behaviour or messaging. We would like this opportunity to address the pro-life message. Given that dairy, breeding and all breeding industries are based on the exploitation and control of female reproductive system, our stance is that a pro-life message is not appropriate for our event, which focus on animal rights and animal liberation and unity. 80% of the animal rights movement are female, and it is of the utmost importance that everyone feels safe, regardless of your personal views on the pro-life movement. The pro-life movement has historically been oppressive and violent towards women. The march is a time for animal rights activists to unite and focus on shared goals and vision for the world we want. So we ask that if you attend, you come as individuals and focus on the animals. Anyone carrying a pro-life message or any other oppressive, offensive message will be asked to leave. We understand, we trust you understand, and that we can unite for animal freedom. So the first point that I really want to respond to is the fact that I'm absolutely fine with them having an animal rights march and it just being about animal rights. That's absolutely fine. However, they do not apply this across the board in any circumstance. I've seen feminist posters and t-shirts at the Animal Rights March. I've seen anti-Tory t-shirts and posters at the Animal Rights March. I've seen LGBT flags and signs and t-shirts at the Animal Rights March. And so saying that you can't have a pro-life t-shirt while you can simultaneously have a feminist t-shirt, have a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, have a anti-Tory t-shirt is extremely ridiculous to me. Now, I am pro-freedom of speech, even to the extent of hate speech. And this is mainly because I think that if you stop anyone's freedom of speech, even if you think it's offensive, or even if the majority of people think it's offensive, then what you do is you just push these beliefs underground. So there was a left-wing guy who actually ended up trying to shoot Donald Trump. And the reason that he did that was because he ended up in a space which was full of extreme left-wing SJW types. He got banned off, I think, Facebook for making very, very violent memes. He then went on to BitChute and started making BitChute and Fortan and started still creating those memes. And people were, he got extreme left-wing people looking at those videos. And it just radicalized him even more. And I think actually being able to have views out in the open that anyone can listen to allows people to actually criticize those bad ideas. So that's the first thing. I just wanted to clarify that I think that freedom of speech should be across the board, and I don't think any offensive messages should be banned from any kind of march or any kind of platform, social media platform. Saying that though, there are a lot of things that I find offensive. So I find it offensive to have feminist posters at the march because I think feminism is really bad for women. I think feminism often encourages women to use hormonal contraception, which causes them which increases their risk of certain forms of cancer, which increases their risk of blood clots, which, women who have a lot of sexual partners or more sexual, who have sexual partners before marriage in general, are more likely to have an abortion, and they're more likely to become a single parent. So I disagree with that. I disagree with people, I'm kind of, I suppose I could say I'm offended by people having LGBT flags, in the sense that most people fighting for LGBT rights now are not fighting for LGBT, gay people to gay people, if you fired someone for being gay, that would be against the law. So they're not fighting for those things anymore. They're fighting for trans women being in female bathrooms, for trans women being in female sports. And if you have trans women in female sports, that causes biological women to be at disadvantage. So I disagree with that. There are a lot of things that I disagree with in terms of woke messaging, which the Animal Rights March are never going to ban. They're never going to ban those things. So I don't think the pro-life movement is oppressive to women in any way, and that was one of the major points that they came up with on why pro-lifers shouldn't be at the animal rights march. Now, a lot of pro-lifers want to protect women. They want to protect women from having an abortion and seriously regretting it. There are women that have committed suicide over having an abortion. There are women that have had severe depression over having an abortion. And, you know, we want to help those women. An abortion doesn't oppress women. So keeping your baby doesn't oppress women in any way. Having an abortion kills a baby. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and please feel free to subscribe and like this video if you like it, and comment down below. Thanks, guys.